Yup, there's no clickbait here, the sledgehammer is finally free. 20 years after Bully's release and I finally managed to break the sledgehammer free from its cage. If you've ever played Bully, you probably remember the iconic fight against Norton and his huge sledgehammer. I know most of us wished it was possible to use this weapon outside the building as well, as it only appears once in the game and we can only use it to crack down a few walls. It gives us the feeling of its powers without actually being able to use it on anyone. Now I actually made this discovery in my pacifist run of the game where I can't fight anyone, which is pretty ironic. You would think bypassing the fight against Russell and so many more of the boss fights wouldn't be possible, but I'm currently in chapter 3 without a single knockout. So if you haven't seen that series, there's a link for it in the description. The amount of new discoveries I make is insane. Anyways, let me show you how to unlock the sledgehammer for yourself. Progress through the game until you've unlocked the mission, the Tenements. It's accessible in the later part of chapter 3. We enter the building and can simply run through the whole building to access the 3rd floor. Now, in the stairs between the 2nd floor and the 3rd floor, grab a trash can lid and run upstairs. On the 3rd floor, we grab the dirty laundry to start Norton's fight. And as the fight starts, just block any incoming hits with your lid. Now you can just push Jimmy up against this wall to make Norton destroy it. As Norton destroys the wall, we can run down to the stairs. The first thing we'll do here is to use the William clip to clip the wall. It's proven possible on all consoles, but it's way easier on the Android and Nintendo Wii. And to do the William clip, do the following. Make Jimmy crouch and aim. You then move left and release the movement stick every second or so, kind of pulsating the movement. Turn your camera until you notice a shaking in Jimmy's character and you've hit the sweet spot. And you can hold the block option for the trash can lid while doing this to not be cancelled by Norton. Anyways, when you see Jimmy crouch into the wall, you're ready for the next step. Simply jump out into the abyss. And your highest chance for success is to jump as far away from the interior as possible. Now this will abyss warp Jimmy back into the main map. And if you end up just free falling in the abyss, you can try to use your skateboard and then get off it again. So you've done it correctly when you're back on the main map and there's no mission markers on your map. This means that the mission is still active, so now we can just run back to the tenements and re-enter it. Now we just have to go and get Norton as we have something to show him. Because usually the window we enter through would be locked until we've beaten Norton. But since we abyss warped back to the main map, the game forgot to lock it again when we entered. Now we just lure Norton close to the window and simply leave ourselves. And would you look at that, Norton follows us. And here I would recommend you knocking out Norton before he damages any adults or cars. Because if the cops apprehend Norton, his sledgehammer might not appear on the ground. Now I've actually never seen so many greasers pile up before to fight us at once. It's almost like they're trying to gatekeep the sledgehammer one last time. Eventually we knock out Norton and voila, we got the sledgehammer in free roam. This is so bizarre. To think that after so many years to finally have it outside the property is just so surreal. Such a cool thing to find. Now I think the best course of action is just to bring the sledgehammer straight to the school. You know, immediately just running around with this weapon, I can see why they tried to lock it inside a building. Because it looks so violent. Even just with all the drama that was around Bully's release, I really get why they didn't want players to have this weapon. I did the old pull a fire alarm and block the only escape route. Something every player of Bully have tried, I think. It's really crazy because you can knock out anyone with 2 hits. And it doesn't seem like anyone is gonna grab it from me. It would be cool if we could hand it over to the other students and see them fight each other with it. Oh, we definitely have to do this. I had to, okay? The most iconic intro, smashed with a sledgehammer for once. Let's see how it handles a mission. We'll start the weed killer and see how it goes. Yeah, it's simply impossible to fight against me with this thing. Especially if it's a 1v1. As long as you can hit them as they stand up, there's nothing they can do. But Biff is actually tanking quite a few hits. Yeah, you simply have to be a bit more patient, because there's nothing you can do. You know, all the other weapons in this game feel like almost cartoonish compared to this one. Yeah, just running around this thing just make me realize how violent it actually looks. All the other weapons in the game feel so cartoonish in comparison.
Ruined my fine features.
Now the greaser challenge will probably be a bit more difficult, considering I have to fight so many at once, but let's see. Yeah, it's going surprisingly easy. I find it very enjoyable though. Wait, what? I've never seen that move before. Is it caused by the sledgehammer, or... If anyone knows what that move is, please let me know in the comments. Now, I'm actually actively searching for someone, because in the last 2 or 3 episodes of my pacifist run, John Kimball has demanded that I beat up Beatrice for giving St. Jimmy cold sores. And since I won't do it in my pacifist run, I figured I'd do it here. So John Kimball will be the first in Bully's history to cause Beatrice being knocked out by the sledgehammer. Now, isn't it typical that the one character you're looking for won't show up? And you know, we'll just handle her whenever we see her. Let's see if we can bike around with the sledgehammer. Excuse me, I need this bike. Now, I've never seen this character move so fast.
I was just looking for one of those. But I probably shouldn't, you know.
But luckily for us, not the sharpest tool in the shed. Coming back the same way, that's good for us. Now, at this point, it's just personal. Finally, thank you. Okay, no, we'll just drop it when we get on.
Anyone want a piece of this?
And Alan obviously deserves a little gift as well. I'm just running around. I'm just running around punching anything I see. It's like I'm trying to combine anything I see, like I'm playing Doodle God. It's like hobo with the beer bottle plus sledgehammer equals ouch. Okay. Scooter plus sledgehammer? Ah, equals fall of scooter, okay. It's funny to see that it's my most primal instinct that kicks in when I receive the most deadly weapon in the game. Now, I actually have a great idea for a moneymaker. Because since the sledgehammer will never break, I figured we can try and bet on the dwarf fight and try to knock out the dwarf with the sledgehammer. And if our dwarf appears to lose, we can just run off to get our money back. Yeah, this actually works very good. Yeah, just another broken use for the sledgehammer. Oh, and there's Alan. Let's give him a real feeling of the sledgehammer. No one to save you now, bud.
You're an idiot, you know that? Eyes on you.
Now, I'm not joking. I've looked for Beatrice for a whole in-game day. She's nowhere to be found. And I'm checking all the areas I think she spawns, like the library inside the main building, Girl Storm and the Dragon's Wing. I will find her though, don't worry. Okay, let's see how the sledgehammer goes up against the jocks. Maybe we can even find some more unused fight moves. And this is definitely the most difficult group to fight against because they tackle Jimmy all the time. So we just have to constantly pick up the sledgehammer again. But it does do a crazy amount of damage though. A very fun weapon to mess around with. And it doesn't appear to be a problem when getting caught either. It's always been there when I go back to the place I got busted. Now, would you look at that? She finally unveiled herself. Beatrice. Not making eye contact, huh? This is for those crusty lips. And this is Patient Zero, so we're basically just saving the rest of Bulwark. Okay, our task is done. Let's see if we can beat down the prefects as well. Oh, okay, that's harder.
The law always wins.
Now I discovered an additional method of accessing the sledgehammer which will let you fight Norton with your own sledgehammer. It's way easier than the method we have used here, so all you need to do is to beat Norton the normal way. And when he falls to the ground, grab the sledgehammer and knock yourself out using fall damage. And there you go. It limits you to only Norton, but it's way easier than his first method at least. Now I hope you enjoyed this brand new discovery. Thank you so much for watching. I really recommend you checking out the pacifist run if you haven't already. There I discovered so many new glitches like this monstrosity. Anyways, thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in the next one.